Hello. Oh, sorry about that. Hello. Welcome. This is Jolene with the Jewel Design, and we are here today with a craft and chat. I definitely don't know how this is going to go and if it's going to follow the direction of what I want, but hey, we're going to give it a shot, right? As we are creeping into the last week here of September, we're at the halfway mark of the last week, and I can't believe October 1st is this weekend. So thank you for joining me, all my new and old subscribers. Good Lord, followers, subscribers. Let's pick a word here. Really appreciate all of you who are hanging in there with me and just hanging in there and following me and picking up when I need to. I know I have not been around too much. I did, I think, 2 weeks ago get something out showing off a new digital. You saw Lorette Chandler over at Vintage Paper Girl do a cute flip journal with the new pumpkin fun color vertical kit that I recreated. You saw me reveal both my autumn kits, so sort of getting caught up. We have created a collaboration since then too, where we have done a combination of her digital, not her digital, but we scanned in some of her vintage papers that she bought, and I turned around and did some overlaying and made them a little bit more graphic, fill the full page, and make them a little more easier to use as a vertical, or even flip them on their side and use them horizontal, depending which way you're looking at it. And, add great base pieces to your journal. So hopefully you picked up on that. She did a reveal on that, and I just showed them off on my Instagram. So if you're following me here, if you've been around, if you go to the bottom of my description, it has a Linktree link on it, and you can click on that, and it shows you everywhere I'm attached, from Facebook to, Facebook groups, Instagram, of course, here, and our Etsy shop. If you are new, same thing. If you click on the upside down triangle or the show more in the description box, which is always right under the video that sort of talks about this video, there are links on the bottom. There's one straight to my Etsy shop, and then there's one, like I said, under linktree.com for a Jewel Design, connects you to everything that I'm doing. All right, so I put my timer on for about 45 minutes. We're going to see how far we get. I don't want to drag on forever, but I wanted to jump in, say sort of goodbye to September, hello to October, and a little craft project. I have been collecting coffee mug or disposable coffee warmers, whatever you want to call these. What are these considered? I don't know. The things help keep your hands from getting too hot when you get coffee from everywhere, right? And I was doing the Starbucks ones for the longest time because I thought I was going to cover them up. And then I was like, I really don't want to cover up all that green. And then, after so many hours and so many days in the hospital, Pete's coffee shop was doing these floral sort of fall, not fall, but I think it must fall, but sort of floral botanical slips, covers, and sleeves. And so I was collecting those like crazy. And I thought, like 2 years ago when I started this whole process, I don't remember who the other guy was. Oh, this is from Java. This is one of our local little coffee shops. And they do the mugs across it. Yeah, there's some writing I'll have to work with. But I thought these would be cute with my coffee words. And some of my vintage sewing papers. I thought those would be really fun to decorate. Some of the coffee ones, the white ones. Now, even for a while I was thinking about, I thought I was holding on to black and white ones. I do. Then I have like this black and white one, which is a coffee bean also. And I figured I would just cover the wording, sort of keep the beans in the background, but use my black and white ephemera for my black and white kits on those too. So I have a hoard of them, as you can see. And I actually had a really big stock of Starbucks ones, and I was like, those are just too much green to cover. And I was like, no, let's find the ones that are just a little bit more standard. Yes, they all have a little bit of wording on them. Someone has to know, like, where you got them from. But I was going to, like, 2 years ago, I thought it'd be so much fun to, like, create a kit where you could, print out my things and you laid over your own coffee sleeves and you could cover them up and decorate them. And sort of like the idea where the window coverings, the envelope windows, Crafty Cat, she has those windowed envelope like slips that you can just cover over your envelopes if for windows and stuff. I thought I would create this template and we would just you would cover your things. And I'm like, never got around to it. But I have a lady I follow on Instagram who just collages and decorates these things up. So I'm putting together some ephemera kits to sell, and I thought, what would be a fun addition to be adding these guys decorated up. So I thought you could come along for the ride, and we would work on these together. Now I'm going to make these pretty lacy and meshy and whatnot, and we're going to use, I'm actually going to open them up. I'm going to create them in a way where they are, there's 3 of them at least, where, there's enough room, yes, okay. Where they are decorated on the flap here, we can open them up and write on the inside. And the back, as much as that's pretty as that is, we're going to leave it blank to where you can glue it down on a page, open up with a Velcro, and write on the inside. Because the insides are totally covered. Or not covered, like totally, what's the word? Ooh, that's going to be a bummer. Well, I'm going to cover everything. I'm sort of curious if they can come undone. Well, how are you all doing? Are you all ready for October? Did you do any fall journals? Are you working on fall journals? I have one, my first one that I ever did. I'm wondering if there's anything in here to detach. A little bit. That helped a little bit. Okay. I have one that is like 3 signatures deep, 1 inch, like 1.5, 2 inch binding on it. Like, I will have all the time in the world. Like, we barely make a dent in it every year. Though, of course, COVID doesn't help matters. When I created it, we were, you know, sort of not really doing much. So, anyway, I have a large autumn. My mom just made me that new flip one with my kit. So, like, I have plenty to write in. I don't have to make any more. But I'm sort of like, I have plenty to write in this year. About this year, I guess. We're going to make a big deal about it. Okay. So, I'm thinking about opening them up. I'm thinking that since there is the room under the flap here, we're going to connect a Velcro piece so you could open it up and you could write in it. So my thought was this would be a great way to write in it. You could, with a write pen. I mean, I know they're bumpy and they have all this padding and stuff, but I don't know if I don't think I'd want to cover it with paper so you could make it a little easier to write on. I don't know. We'll have to see how this goes. Of course, some things you have to think about ahead of time, like, am I doing that now or am I doing that later? Because you don't want to do something and go, oh, I have to go back and do that. But I thought a little tulle on the top, a little lace on the top, on the outside, so when you glued it down, it had some oomph behind it on the page. And then you could just open it up, and at least right here, if you're good enough and I don't go too bumpy, you could write all the way over. But yeah, I wanted to decorate these. Like I said, I have a couple ladies I follow on Instagram. And they've been decorating, you know, coffee sleeves. And I'm like, well, what am I waiting for? Like I said, I put up some digital paper kits that I've printed up and that you can get in case you just want some papers to play with. Add to a kit, need an extra pages, whatever. And then I have 4 double pocketed page pockets that are full of, you know, ephemera that I've printed over the years. And, I want to be able to, you know, sell those out. And I thought, well, let's add a little more fun ephemera to it and add these to these. See how they do, like, right? See if they help. Or if I really love them, I might just sell them right directly outward. I don't know. But so I am distressing everything just to antique it up. This is definitely a junk journal concept because, hey, we are recycling, right? Literally recycling, reusing, upscaling, turning it into something else because why not? I figured this would be really pretty with lace over it. I thought it'd be pretty with tulle and ribbon and pearls, and then, you know, use the gold thingies. And I mean, I have flowers, I have words, I have all kinds of stuff. I have things everywhere. And I'm like, let's use some stuff up. I'm definitely in the mood to like reuse and rework everything. I just don't know which way. I don't want to go too, of course I'm in the mood for harvest, but I know that these kits could sit here for a while. So like, I don't want to go too harvesty. But then again, that's a lot of what I have. I'm just debating how much, if I'm going to go more shabby and vintage, or whether I'm going to go like any one thing. I'm trying not to put harvest stuff on it. I really want to put fall on it right now, because of course it's the time of year. So yeah, I know we're into like a full week into fall. Haha. I was a little worried because it was a little warm when it started, and then See, what I'm wondering is this is really silvery compared to the foil. I wanted to put some tulle behind it, like bunched up in the, let's see if I get this to undo. Bunch it up in the back as like, that's a lot more than I expected. I'll have to go the other way with it. But bunch it up across the back, right, like a ruffle. And then put a little bit of ribbon facing outward. So it's like decorating on the top, but you would glue it down onto your page. You would still write on it. And then the front would have all the lace and fun stuff layered up. A little bit of 3D art kind of concept, but that is really silvery. I was hoping it was more white, and it's not. It's definitely more silver, which I would use for either Christmas or even, and my white, no, that's more snowy. Okay, so my other thought was, was to use this, which is what I was more thinking. It's very white, but at the same, there we go, at the same time, these are, you forget how wide these are. You're like, oh, that's a lot of ribbon. I'm like, that's a lot. And then I gotta, of course, glue it down. That's gonna be my other thing. I don't know. I won't be able to do it on camera, but what I'm thinking is if I do ruffle it, I'm gonna want to probably sew across the top to keep it from going anywhere, right? Like, choose, yeah, because I don't think glue alone is gonna work. I don't know. I love when you have an idea in your head, but you don't have what you need to do it, so it doesn't pan out right. My other thought was just to do this. But yeah, we're first week into fall. It's okay. We did hit a little bit of coolness. It's like low to mid 50s in the morning. And we're getting like a range of like high 70s to like mid 80s right now here, which is sort of a weird swing. Then it doesn't look like it's going to cool off anytime soon. Well, I think it was that last Friday we were like actually sort of cool, and I was like, oh, I'm actually sort of cold, but Friday or Monday, but it didn't last long. Okay, so my other thought was just to do a little ribbon. I don't know whether to do inside or outside. I hate to get in the way of it, but then again, like, maybe just do that. I think that's going to be the better ordeal. Yep, okay. A little lace across the top. Okay, so, I don't know. Didn't work as I was hoping. Tulle didn't work as I was hoping. I mean, I might try to put a little bit of ribbon on one of those. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how the lace works. Unless I go a deeper lace and, like, just do it that way. And it seems a little you know. But I thought the ruffle would be really cute. But I am not finding what I'm looking for ruffles. So, we'll see. We'll design everything else. And then, like, if I want to or I come across the right thing, I will definitely ruffle behind it. Unless it's going to be more fabric. But I don't have a lot of... I mean, I have my cream two-tone that I use in my videos sometimes. So, I do have stuff. Not a problem. Okay, so we got distressed. Ooh, I'm wondering, do I want to... Because that's sort of flat and boring for a flap, so I wonder if we should go this way. That would have more dimension if I put the sticky thing here and opened it up. Okay, well, that's good to know. One thing down. Now, here's the question. The lace. I want lace on it. I definitely, totally want lace here and then lace on here. Now, I can go something like simple like this and then tuck in or in on top of it. I can completely cover it. I have definitely a heavier meshed something if I want to completely cover it so you really can't see any of it, and I cut it to fit. Like, good. Scare me, hold on. Oh my goodness. Choking on my saliva. Totally put it down and cut it to fit. This is where you play and go, well, what do I see? What do I feel? I sort of like that grape bunch as a chunk, but I think we should go on the bottom. I think that's it. I think each one needs to be a little different for sure. Like, I'm just like, and I should just sit here and just go for it and try not to think my way through it too hard, but yeah, right. I'm afraid to do that. I'm always afraid. I don't ever want to commit. It's so bad. Oh, this fabric fusion thing is really frustrating me. It keeps popping off the top due to pressure, which I was a good girl. I've had it in the house the past couple weeks because of the hot cold so that I am not getting issues, but apparently it only works so long. Okay, Well, here we're going to go. I'm just going to commit. I see something and I'm going to commit to it, because if I don't, we'll be here for a month of Sundays and nothing will get done. So I'm just using what I have. I'm using what's in my stashes. We're going to glue it down and then I'm going to try to trim it, but I think I'm going to trim a little bit first because I don't want to be like all the way to that. And of course I am not using fabric scissors. I'm so bad. And this may work where it goes into the other side. Okay, let's try this. Oh, so fall's being okay. It's not being exactly like the cold fall it should be. Yeah, all right. Why not? Hopefully, as we get closer to into October, usually my neck of the woods does finally like figure that out as we get closer to Halloween. But that is still 50-50 these days. I don't know. I'm hoping things calm. You know, I'd like to have like where it's mid-70s maybe, but you know, because my house just doesn't. I know I'm gonna complain about it later. I'm gonna be like, it's so cold. But right now I'm like, my house isn't getting below 70 unless we get a wind in or the fog comes in and I have my house fan and the whole house open. The other morning I actually got the house, before we went to bed, I got the house down to 65. I was so stoked. I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? I don't even know what this is. Of course, in like 2 months, I'm going to be like, oh my god, I'm lucky if the house is 65 degrees. We can't win. We just can't win. Oh, I have that upside down too. Maybe? Oh, that's the other thing. I can't tell which one's which. Well, I like the clusters. So, upside down or not, this is what we're doing. I'm trying to keep you guys in frame. Totally got it upside down, probably. It's just a new texture that way, right? I might do these and maybe a complete bust. Who knows? But anyway, I want to make these lacy coffee cover sleeves. Turn them into ephemera. I will probably put a page in them. I'm thinking that we'll fold up a piece of paper inside. Like, I got some thoughts. Since it's sort of a paper pocket, it's a page pocket, ephemera holder, you know, we might as well keep continuing on with that theme with the new kits. And so there will be of course, what's the word? There will be a video once I get that actually up and running. Once I got these done, you'll get to see how they turned out, and you'll get to see in the reveal of the kit itself what's up for sale. I will get online and show you them, and I will tell you my thoughts behind it and all that good stuff. But first, let's see if these are even feasible. Okay, so there's that. Now, the inside's there. You know, I wish this was a little more not so rough. But let's see. I could put a smidge of lace right there, or ribbon, something to sort of hide the fact that it's a little rough. Yeah, I have stuff everywhere. I'm just like, what do I have? What don't I have? I mean, I could cover it with more of the same, distress it, but that doesn't seem like a lot of fun. Well, that doesn't seem like a lot of fun. But I'm trying to think what I have if there's anything besides washi, which is not a bad thing either. I do have cream colored washi, but it's not very, I don't have anything vintagey. I do and I don't. Well, let's see. Sorry, like distraction, and over this side you can't see what I'm doing, so I like something that two tones. It's taupe bronze. I have another one of these. It's a little, that one's purple. That one's actually Christmas. I'm like, I thought I had another one of these that's a little lighter. I do. Well, sort of. Now, see, that one's greens and pinks, and that one we don't, you know, that's sort of color coded, and we don't want to do that. So maybe we'll do this one. This is bronze. Just a little something that doesn't feel so, what's the word? Ripped and so torn up, right? And we'll re-distress it. Here's a show. I know we did this in, but we're going to cover that with, see, look at my thing. What is up with that? The moment I open it, and I know I need it. Now, if I do this, yeah, I want to put this styrofoam thingy. I want to put the, oh, good lord. And it's not even a good bubble. I don't even know what that bubble is. Like, that's just a bubble of stuff. This is the weirdest stuff. I don't know if this is my favorite. I know Lorette, I think, changed up her fabric tack or fusion. And I'm like, I had fabric fusion, but it didn't work all that well. So I went to the fabric tack like you're supposed to, and I'm like, this isn't working either for me. And I love the swirl, and I want to know this will work. Yeah, it fits. Okay, I want to sort of cover it so it looks like it sort of goes with the other side. Yeah, it looks cool. A little bit of everything, right? We're going to stretch it out. Hopefully it sticks. Yeah, you don't know. But yeah, if I leave it on its side, it cools out. I leave it open, of course, it goobers. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know. So fall is attempting to come, but we'll see. We got everything decorated for fall, of course, in time for the funeral, because that was sort of our color scheme. And then we went shopping this past weekend and bought a few more things for Halloween. Now, I'm not huge on Halloween. I'm okay with it. Like, I'm more fall than Halloween. But the girls have a tendency of really going for it. They really love it. We got their costumes already. Ordered stuff online. It all showed up. All of it. I'm so stoked about that because it's a hit and miss sometimes. I don't know what to do with these. I hate to get rid of them, but yeah, it's hit or miss on though. Like, depending. You think, oh, it's all coming from nearby, and you find out it's like coming from China. And you're like, oh, it's gonna take a month of Sundays. And her boots actually were out there, but they actually showed up really quickly. I was really impressed. Both girls are being sort of anime characters. One's anime, one's animation. So their costumes are here. They're all stoked. I'm hoping it won't be too hot because they are full bodysuits. One has a mask, the other one has a wig, and I'm like, oof. They have school. They don't, one gets the day after off. Because elementary schools just don't like dealing with cranky kids the day after. They'll do their best they can through Halloween on the day of, but the day after is just like, oh, forget it, never mind. We'll make it a teacher day. The attendance was bad. Parents gave in, let the kids stay home or whatever after being out the night before. And so, but the high school, on the other hand, I'm so afraid that she has to go to school. I'm like, all right, well, you'll all be grumpy together. It's okay. You'll all be grumpy together. But their costumes are here. But anyway, yeah, we were at Michael's, and my daughter's like, but Michael's is showing all this fun stuff, which they do. They have a really romantic, well, they're advertising it, but if you don't make it yourself, it's really not that way. But a romantic skeleton, black, roses, raven. The whole raven, the Edgar Allan Poe thing is huge this year. I know Shabby Dabby Doodah did a gorgeous kit for that same feel last year, and I loved it. I did a 2-page spread on it, and since we were the witches for last year, the Hocus Pocus Sanderson sisters, I had a blast filling up that spread with pictures and stuff from Halloween last year. But alright, so I'm thinking to put it now so I don't forget. Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. But yeah, Edgar Allan Poe, the Raven, skulls are huge this year. Absolutely huge. Alright, so there's that. I have no idea if I have backwards or not. I might. Oh, yeah, fuzzy. That. Yeah, it's upside down. Too late. Don't matter. Whatever. Okay, so there's that. So it gives you a little bit of oomph. Gives you a little of that. We definitely need to distress. Oh my gosh, this is driving me insane. One sec, I needed something. And I definitely have dry baby wipes. They're not wet anymore. Oh, yeah, no. Being out here in this mess, they definitely... It just keeps bubbling up, which is sort of weird. If I put it on the side, it's definitely going to have issues. Yeah, I want it to spew, but it just keeps doing weird things. Okay. Let's see if we can make this pretty. Where is my distress? So the girls have their costumes. We got some more Halloween stuff, which, like I said, normally I don't, but this year's definitely going to be different. We're going to make the effort on everything this year because, well, it is what it is. And so, yeah, the girls have their costumes, so they're all stoked about that. I don't know what we're doing on the day of Halloween night. I don't know. We'll carve pumpkins the night before because it's not during the like last time. I think we did it earlier that day. It's a Saturday or Sunday, so we carved and put them out, then went trick or treating. Well, it's a Monday this time, so I can't quite do that. I need to do it the night before and hope they survive because usually they fall apart. The moment we cut into these pumpkins, they are done in 24 hours. I don't know. It wasn't like that when we were growing up, but I think it also wasn't so warm. So, being warmer out, it definitely doesn't, so sorry, I have hiccups, guys. It definitely doesn't allow for pumpkins to survive for very long. Now, I have this great little kit of things. A little dark, though. I always notice that. I didn't notice they're a little darker than I expected for sheets. I'm like, really? That one lighter? Sort of, but it's collaged. I want to see green. I want to see the spiders now. I'm looking for interesting. This is sort of scientific-y. It's all kinds of weird things, but it is a cute thing of all kinds of things. And I was looking for some shabby written. They're a little dark, but I think we can add the other light stuff over it and lighten it up. Yeah, those are all really dark. We got writing. That's a little lighter. Maybe that'll help. But I make these cute little pages out of them too, and so I was like, well, I don't really want to cluster, but I'm thinking we do that and then we put another layer of light lace and stuff on it. Now this one is definitely harder over here, so I may not do that one, but I'm going to do writing then. We'll put that one for something else. So anyway, this weekend they have friends coming over for like hangout. We don't want to call them play dates anymore. They're getting too old to call them play dates. But they both get to have some a friend over to hang out. The oldest is actually they're doing their acrylic nails. One of the girls is really good at it, so she's doing their nails. And then I'm wondering, like a little patch of that over it to lighten it up. One of them is, doing at least one of their nails. I don't know if she's doing nails on both of them or not. But they're doing a little acrylic nail thing because Sammy wants her nails painted to match her outfit. And she's due for a fill. So they were going to do that and start over, which I thought was cool. And then got physical paper, but no real wording on it. Vintage works. Sorry, I'm trying to stay in vintage. I feel like it needs color, but I'm not really sure what color to do. Like, I don't even know if I have enough color. Oh, you know what I do have? I'm just afraid to add color. Like, if I keep it really vintagey, we're fine. There's black and white ones for the black and white. That is definitely pink shabby, which this isn't very shabby. This is definitely more vintage. Sort of botanical. That one's sort of pretty. Might work for a vertical. I think I used... Let's try this one. I'm like, I have an idea. We'll see. I always have ideas. That doesn't mean they work. Goodness. Yeah, so, I know, totally weird, but what else am I going to talk about? That's what I've got going. Went to the cemetery today to check out the site and make sure everything's okay, and of course he's on the edge of the newest section, and so they haven't really put sod down for what goes beyond his spot, and, sorry guys, I'm cutting off paper, and off screen, because I hate, like, having paper scraps all over the place. It drives me insane. Sorry, one sec. Anyway, he's on the edge, and I'm sort of wishing I had brought him inward a little bit, but then again, he would just have a dry patch of grass that died. Like, they did the worst job. Like, they cut up the grass that was there for his spot in weird small squares, and then patched it all back down. I'm like, why didn't you just cut something, roll it up, put it aside, and roll it back down? If it was one big piece, I think it would have held out better. They cut into tiny little squares. And it's dying. We had such a heat wave that week. They didn't water. He's on the edge. I have no idea where the sprinklers are. I think there's a sprinkler nearby, but it could totally go right up and over his gravesite, which drives me insane. And it's dying terribly. It's doing such a bad job. And his spot looks so bad. And anyway, I had to go get, let's put that underneath. I had to finally go order his, I like that one cut too. His headstone, and because, of course, me and my taste and our taste, because we don't do it any other way, the slab for his headstone may very well be more of a specialty order. Good Lord. So I could get really lucky, and they happen to have a piece left over from a previous batch that they ordered, or they're all out, and I have to wait for a whole new batch to show up. So it could be like 6 months before his headstone, or plaque, whatever the heck you want to call it, in the ground, is available. And I'm like, oh my god, this looks terrible. Like, I'm just frustrated. And it's not anybody's fault. It's just what it is, right? I'm so lucky to bury him quickly, but at the same time, like, it looks terrible. I'm just like, no. So they have this little piece of wood painted in white with his name slapped on it and his dates, and I'm like, So I do the flowers now for the grave sites, and my mom has collected a hoard of silks, and we have ones that are inside for her parents, and we have a small batch for my dad's mom, and then outdoor ones that we pretty much we change out pretty much seasonally because outside just gets beat. So my husband's will be the same way. They're not going to last each season, so we'll go a little cheaper. But I'm tempted to go get autumn stuff from Dollar Tree and put it in a pot and put rocks in the bottom and like weigh it down and put it out of sight because it's so blah. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, honey. It's terrible. I hate it. I'm like, oh my God. I mean, not like he was a frilly man or anything. Don't get me wrong. He's a guy. But still, it's not my way. He lived in a house that's decorated and seasonal and, and so here's his resting place and it's whatever. Ugh. The weird things, right? I now see why there's sometimes so much stuff out of the gravesite because people aren't able to get a tombstone or they can't afford one. So they sort of know where, they're positioned and they just put stuff out. And I'm like, okay, I sort of get it, but... So anyway, I'm going to try to do something. And I know they'll mow around it. So, like, I'll go take care of it. Like, I'll make sure that in the meantime, the grass is kept clean. Because, like, I could tell they didn't really mow around. They mowed around his spot, sort of. But not really. And I'm like, ugh, okay, guys. I'm thinking, so they know that there's something there. I'm doing this slightly yellowy thing. I'm thinking we need to have a little nub right here where the tap, the thingy is. That works. All right, and I know things should be in 3s and not 2s, unless I'm going to separate those out into different spots, which maybe I'll do it that way. I love these things, but they're a little temperamental with all the little nubby things on them, so it sort of gives you an interesting feel. Let's go here and here. Oh, this thing's weird. So yeah, I'm a little frustrated. I'm having a hard time going out there as it is. And so then I go out there and I'm like, this is bad. Like, this is not appealing and not attractive. It makes it hard for me to want to stay there. I'm like, So yeah, I have to go to, I think Dollar Tree will be my job this weekend on top of everything else. I'm gonna put something together because I can't do it. I'm just like, nope. We are not leaving it like this. I wonder if it'd be easy if I flipped it around. Sorry, guys. I know it's backwards, but no, it's not any lighter. So maybe it feels a little lighter. That's all right. This is gonna be weird because this is it's transparency. It's vellum. It's a really thin vellum transparent paper that they printed on. I'm just so shocked it's so dark on a lot of these for a vintage. It means they got these graphics and they slapped them on there pretty dark, which good and bad, I guess. There's that, and then we're gonna do this. So everything definitely needs something on it. This is the fun part. You guys can see this. These feel fun. I hope you guys will like them. Maybe it'll, you guys will want to. All right, I'm not doing this. Sorry, guys. I'm like, I am so not doing this. I'm not gonna spend a month of Sundays trying to get out glue. I have a brand new fabric. I have a brand new glitter glue. Which I'm really, it's super little though, as you can see. I'm like, oh, but you know what? That big one got really temperamental all the time. So I don't know. I may have to see if I can get, I know we're getting to a weird season. Like, I need to go get it soon. Otherwise, like they're, the Arizona company, the company for this, I think, as they say, is Arizona. So they're getting into monsoon season, but not so much heat. Their heat's about to wear off. That's upside down, isn't it? I do this every single time. I cannot for the life of me get this right. All right. This doesn't feel like it. Yeah, it's the backside. Okay. I know we're not in their heats. Like, I know they're coming out of their heat season. They're in monsoon season, so it's like weird. Like, everything just downpours. I watched it. It is so cool. It's cool, but it's freaky. Going in Arizona and you're driving around because there's like, you can drive down certain freeways and you can just see for miles because it's flat. And you can watch like a cloud literally dump like 10, 15 miles away. you know, and you can watch it. Come on, stick. Oh, it's not going to stick, is it? Because it's what it is. It's not going to stick. Shoot. Well, let's see what happens. This is where the fabric tech comes into play, huh? You literally can watch, like, a cloud dump in, like, 10 miles off, you know, off into the distance, and you can watch it dump. It is, like, it's cool, but it's freaky at the same time. Super weird. I'm like, it is so weird. All right, let's... I know, I'm so sorry. My boards are disgusting because there's glue all over them. I have no sense of, hey, let me keep that clean. I mean, I do, but by the time I remember to keep it clean, the glue's already, you know, in there. So anyway, they're in the monsoons. They're finishing their monsoon season and slowly working their way towards winter. So this is when the kids, my nieces and nephews, are outside all the time because it's not so bad. It is not so bad. They can be out during the day and maybe not roast. It was fun because they came by the day after the funeral, and we dropped like 20 degrees and, you know, threatened with rain. We're like, okay, whatever. It rained that morning. I was like, okay, a little bit. And then we're all outside and they're playing and it starts sprinkling, but it's like 80. And we're like, why are you coming in? Like, go outside. It's like, it's not like pouring. It's just like spitting and sort of like sprinkles. And I have one really large tree outside in the backyard where I'm like, you guys can go hide under that and you're not even gonna get wet, you know. So they were like, oh yeah, we can stay inside, we're not gonna get poured on, but we're not, you know. It was funny, it was cute. I was like, you guys can go back outside, what are you doing inside? And I'm like, it's sprinkling. Whoop-de-doo. It's nothing, you're good. Okay, now we could leave it simple like that. You just pop it open and you would write on it, right? You'd write on the inside. You get a little bit of something there. That is a little harder to write on, but it's nothing where it's going to be like you're afraid to squish it. Like if I put a flower on it, you'd be afraid to squish it, which I am so tempted now to put a flower maybe here. I have beige flowers. Let's see. I've got something like this, but I think I'm running out of anything small. I love using small, so of course I'm out. That is really big. But if I do it just right, and then I put something smaller in the middle, I don't have anything small. I really need to go get more. And that's the hard part. We are finding it harder and harder to get anything in the stores, which is stupid. It's like we won't shop the stores if you don't bring it into the stores. So you're forcing us to go out. But if you force us to go out, then we don't. Yeah, it's just a stupid cycle. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. I can keep to the yellow theme. But that's too much sparkle on one shot, huh? I don't know if I like that. These are brown and cream on that. See, I don't like that. I don't like all the dots. Like, I don't mind those three. Like you said, sets of three, right? I don't mind that. But yeah, I would want something just flat on flat, like paper on paper and no real middle. But I don't have any of that. Everything I have is really heavy. Vintage, Paris, sew it in. Glue it in. Let's see. Oh, I got all these new things, but these are way too bright. And these are definitely Halloween and whatnot, so that's not going to work. That's purpley pink, which we were trying to keep away from most colors. That's green, which does go with it. I don't know that it's going to be too heavy, though. Here we're trying to keep lightness, right? Keep it light. I'm trying to see what I have. Oh, I don't know about those yet. I have some pretty pieces from my husband. One of the bracelets he bought me was from an antique store, which was great, but it fell apart. I was so bummed. And gorgeous butterfly and whatnot. And so, gorgeous butterfly, pretty pieces. I will have to, one of these days when I make myself a journal and I know I'm going to keep it, I will have to add that to the cover. That way I get to keep them. Keep it. Alright. All this fun stuff. I could do that. It would definitely add an interesting layer. It's a different green though than the other one. I just want paper on paper or something smaller. I really do want, I'm not going to not use that. I'm like, oh, my foot's asleep. Oh my gosh. And I'm wearing black jeans today. That may not have been my smartest move. Paper, flower, flowers. I'm trying to think of my ephemera, which of course I don't have at my fingertips. So having a slight problem with that because I'm only using what's in front of me to the most part. And it's a little temperamental, right? I have flower butterflies, but they're too big. More words, more circles. If I do the circle, it needs to have something else on top of that, which then when we get into more of those buttons, which, I'm trying to think. I'm like, well, wait a minute, maybe. What was that gonna do? I'm gonna wonder if my, really? If I put like a button in the middle and I put one of those in the middle, I'd still have my 3. And these are a butt to cut. They're small. I don't have a whole circle punch for these guys. I made it for you guys as paper thingies, but the wood, the cream, I don't know. Unless I put a circle number in there. I just had one of those. I had a circle out the other day, of course, but I had a number out the other day. Oh, I have my new alphabets, though. Oh, I think those are too big, though. I think they're 1 inch. Yeah, I have stuff everywhere. I could go on for days on these things. I'm like, I'm so indecisive, though. I never know what to do with them because, of course, you know. And I'm 5 minutes away, so we're almost done with this one. You see what I'm trying to do. Ha ha. Well, you're seeing what I'm trying to do with them. They're sort of cute. And I think they're cute. And these are 1 inch. These are definitely really big. I wish I made them a little smaller now. Oh, now I wish I made them smaller. Yeah. My letters. My new number alphabet kit. I don't have any ephemera. I mean, I have these little circles again. But if I go into any kind of color, I do have a dot with a yellow on her. Just stick with the thing. So maybe I'll put her. All right. Let's get that last bit. Now this is a 1 inch, just shy of it. It's already downside. I make things and then I realized everybody's printer goes fit to print. So that becomes a problem. Everything becomes a little under the size. So if you don't do it right, you end up with a lot of white. But thank gosh for inking, right? Ink and think. I think the blue, the green lining and the yellow dress fit our decor. If I just do that like a button, I think we like that. I think that'll work. Nothing too major. You know, we can glue it down, and then when you open it, you should still be able to write on it. If not, you're holding stuff, and you can put tags, you can put cards in it, you can put papers in it. Maybe you have a paper that you journal on, and then you tuck it in there. That's my thought. So, we'll have to see. I'll show you guys when I get a moment back here, and that's what I'm going to try. What we're doing with it. When I get them all done, I'll show them off along with the, like I said, the page pocket ephemera holders, and of course all the ephemera that's in it and stuff like that. I will give you guys a tour of what all that is. So, well, thank you for the silly craft and chat. It's all over the board, from Halloween to crafts to, I don't know, things you have to take care of, right? Being an adult. Adulting is maybe not what I want to do today. Trying to craft instead. I am working. That was a weird noise. That was a very weird noise. Lovely. I'm worried. I left the garage door open the other day. Well, the other night I left it open by accident. I had it cracked open to get the heat out of the garage so that I would get out of the house. And I woke up the next morning and the door was open. And I was like, oh, not like open, just like a smidge. And I'm like, ah, so frustrated. I was like, oh, good Lord. Don't do it. So now I'm like, never mind. I'm not doing that again. But I heard something flapping and I don't know if that was someone shaking something out. If that's my cat trying to catch a bird, which I hope not. Stinker. All right. I could have put a puffy piece in there. I didn't think about that. Shoot. I could have done a foam piece and that would have made it stick out so that it wasn't squished in there. But then I think that may make it more, too much. Yeah, so then it would pop out and make it really hard to write on. So, nope, we'll do it. Leave it be. Don't forget about these things. You have them, use them. They're great for 3D. They're great for... There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is super cute. I didn't even add the lace to the back yet. But there you go. A decorative coffee sleeve, right? Put a Velcro on it, which I'm a little lined off, so that you can then open it up and write on the inside if you want. You're going to glue it down on the back to your page, write on it, stuff it, put things in it. So cute, but it's going to be attached to a kit of mine that you guys will get to purchase here soon if I can keep rolling with this. But I wanted to do the craft and chat. I wanted to say hi. I'll let you know I'm still here. And yes, that definitely needs to be there. Oh my gosh, that's adorable. That's even better. Okay, we're getting there, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining me, watching, subscribing, hitting your notifications, because you know how I do this very often. I'm hoping to get back into a rhythm here, both digitally and physically. You know, I mean, when we have these moments, if I'm going to create something, I might as well get online with you guys, show you what I'm up to, because 10 to 1 I'm bound to sell it, so you might as get a sneak peek in what I'm doing. And then, you know, keep your eyes out for the notifications for the digitals. I am working on a Christmas kit. It's one of those things like with the pumpkin kit, I saw graphics and I was like, I think I want to do something. And, you know, you run with it. You have to create when you get the moment, you get the inspiration, and then you get to share it. And that's always awesome. So thank you all for watching and subscribing and liking and loving and commenting. It makes my day when you guys do so. Then I know that I'm reaching somebody. Continue, of course, to watch Lorette over on her channel, because if nothing else, she's going to show off everything that I might be creating. But of course, she is in organization mode right now, so we'll see when we get the next video from her. But we are hoping to do continued collaborations on digitals, and we're hoping to continue and hopefully get a moment to maybe actually do a few videos together. Wouldn't that be fun? There we go. Look at that. Oh, I love that. Oh my goodness. Loving that oh so much. That's super cute. Get to do your thing. Put that in your book, and all is wonderful. So thank you so much for watching, chatting along with me, crafting along with me, hopefully working on your little projects. And we will see you super soon with a reveal of the rest of these and the pockets and maybe a new digital kit. And you never know, keep an eye on it. I will put a link up here if I can, and a quick video if we do a collaboration, so you know to go look over there, and so much more. So thank you so much. Have a great day, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.